Today I'm finally changing my window regulator with motor on my 2006 Chrysler Town & Country touring van, 3.8 liter engine. As always, I try to shop online, get my parts at least half the price we pay in the store. And I went to, used to be Prime Choice Autos, it's now Rock City or Rock Auto Parts. But they got $3 for an option of an extra $3 you can purchase insurance. And in the event the part fails, you get it replaced within, I think it's a year to 3 years. And I actually had a ball joint upper control arm for this vehicle that I bought off them a couple years back that was replaced a year later for free. Anyways, got the motor with it. My motor was good. It was my cables that broke, but it was like a $5 or $6 difference with the, with the motor or without it. And I figured, why not? Otherwise, you put the new thing in there and then your motor goes later and you got to go buy a whole new motor. And if you're buying just the motor separate, you're going to pay more than just the $6. So anyways, I got it. I took out my door panel, took off the plastic protecting thing. Took out the speaker, which is Phillips. Disconnect everything. You have to disconnect the battery as long as you disconnect your cable. You have to take the switch out. Power control switches disconnect. Disconnect everything, because if you don't, it can really hurt. A couple years back, and I replaced this the first time. I didn't disconnect, and I put the new one in, and I had my finger in there messing with the cable, and I even had the switch still on it, or put the new switch on, on it. I had too soon because I hadn't finished installing this properly, and I hit the switch while my finger was on the cable, and it literally wrapped the cable around my fingertip, and my fingertip had this red ring, probably a good 6 months. I mean, I almost lost my fingertip. Yeah, luckily I didn't freak out and rip it off. I was able to think clearly and just reverse the button. But yeah, so make sure you disconnect it. Ooh, this thing looks tricky. I've done it a couple times before. I lost a little gas. Let's see, everything is laying in there. You gotta position it just the right way. Little stoppers they come with. I'm not sure about those. They must be something new. I never had green plastic either, but that don't matter. This is it. It's gonna go. So anyways, I love the way they got all these screws here. See, they're newer made, so they got screws and everything. Phillips. Yeah, nice new screws. This one might have enough spacers. My last one. You don't have to remove these to remove the motor. You have to remove these big ones, which are size 11. 7/16 will also fit on there, snug enough to where it won't strip it out, but it is actually size 11. However, on the back side, if you don't put a wrench or, I'm using actually a little crescent wrench because I can't find my other, my mini ratchet. I have adapters though, but you have to grab the nut on the back end in order to get it loose. So I already got a couple of them loose. I shimmed, you can't hardly tell, but I shimmed up my window. It's already up and out of the way. And I'm just getting these off. Driving around like this forever. And well over a year. No excuses except for, no excuse, procrastination. And single mother of 3 children, so I'm a little busy. I gotta be mama and daddy and do everything. But I love it. Wouldn't have it any other way. Probably gonna pause it while I'm removing these last 2 screws, or remove the old one out of there. When you put the new one in there, you have to feed it through a certain way. Feed it through one side a certain way in order to get it positioned, which I'll show you. So I'm gonna pause it and I'll come back. I'm surprised that this had broken already. Because I put everything in there right the last time. It's actually my 3rd time replacing it, because the first one I ordered for the original brake, I got that through Prime Choice Autos, when it was Prime Choice Autos, and then it took a crap also within a year, and I got a replacement one for free. And that is what I'm taking out right now, the replacement one. why it came apart. I didn't understand, but now when I get everything taken apart, I notice this is loose. And this rubber, this got to be attached to this hole. Right? I don't know if you can see it. Into the frame there. And it'll stabilize this track, which is the guide for the window going up and down. Having that loose, I'm thinking that was probably why it took a crap. Getting the workshop all set up. So, I'm going to stabilize that before I even put the other one in. Okay, now we're on to our, I always forget the name, torque screws. Our torque screws. So I have my torque screwdriver here. Let's see what size it is. I just remembered this one was the right one. God, the size, I don't know. I'll have to, this is too rusty, I can't tell. Gotta remove these to let the track loose off these guides. There's one. Oh, and this is the fun part, is when you're putting them in, the new one, it's a matter of, oh, you can put the bottom two in, but when you get the window connected at the top, you'll see you have to roll the window down a little, raise it up in order to put these, in order to get the axle. Here you can reach that one. And that one I got it long enough you can reach it, but it does get a little tricky, but I think you can do anything car work if you can do a simple jigsaw puzzle and have enough logic to look at something and be able to tell, oh, this has to go there because it's the only one that fits. That's really all you need to do for vehicle work. Obviously, when you're taking something apart, taking it off, it always helps to take a picture before you remove it. So that way, if you forget the general location of certain screws and bolts and whatnot, you have something to refer back to. But always pay attention to how you're taking it apart. Set your screws aside so you don't get them, you know, mixed up. I know my workplace looks messy, but I do have some organization up here on the floor. It doesn't look like I do, but I have a general idea and everything in reaching distance, so I don't have to get my big ass up to reach for something. The window ain't gonna fall until I got that. And that can fall. I'll get it. I've done everything from replace my own ball joints, separate control arms. I put a brand new radiator in here. I put in my own water pump. What else have I done in here? I did do a tie rod. This is pulling out of work a couple years back, waitressing, and I noticed one tire was turning while the other one wasn't. So I replaced the tie rod. Oh, yeah, I have replaced my starter twice. The second time was warranty, so it's always good to have warranty, free of cost for me. Let's see, something else I was going to say. Okay, so this one, bend it down like this if I get it right. This is the tricky part. Cut it, okay, and make it easier for me, but that ain't gonna help you guys understand of how you work it in there. So I'm going to remove this one without cutting it. Pause it while I'm doing it though, or I might cut it just so you don't see it. I don't want to teach you bad stuff. But when I go to put the other one in it, I will unpause and show you. Also, removing things are always harder than installing because you got rust, and rust can be a real bitch. Rust can make you put an extra day into it because after even putting PB Blaster to break up the rust and stuff, sometimes you have to get a torch out. I had to replace my wheel studs in my wheel bearing just a couple weeks ago in August, and I did, but PB Blaster, and I did a torch, and then I ended up getting my grinder off and cutting off the stem flesh with the disc back there with the hub unit itself, and only that was enough for me to finally tap it out through the backside. You can always count on that. And a good thing to keep in mind is Murphy's Law, because if you count on everything to be fast and done easily, you're going to be sorely disappointed many times over. So it's not a pessimistic point of view, but Murphy's Law says something, it's paraphrased, everything always takes longer than expected. And if anything can and will go wrong, it will, and at the worst possible moment. So one of my philosophies of life is hope for the best, plan for the worst. I'm told that's pessimistic. I said, no, it's just logical. It just seems so much harder. Aha. Come on. A little bit more leeway. Haha. Oh, you're so close. I have not cut it yet. Hard. One out. The other one's got a problem. There's big cables here that interlock them together that control the functioning. It is those that make it difficult. And even this busted off my new one. These come with the sonnet that holds the window. Alright, I guess I did have green little fittings on there. That nut, where's your nut? Where's my nut? It's in here somewhere. She fell down. Might have to get my big long magnet. Or wait, she's probably still in there. Yes, I am calling my parts she, and I do call my vehicle she, and it's an Italian thing, I think. We sweet talk our cars when they don't want to work, give her a little kiss, tell her how beautiful she is, how much you love her, and I'm telling you, she starts working. Had this vehicle for daughter 7 now. I was pregnant with her when I got it. Had 120,000 miles. It now has 271,000 miles. I've done all my own repair and upkeep and just put new spark plugs, air filter, and did oil change and all that last weekend, so I can get to Tinley Park for my Corn and Stained concert. But after doing all that, you can start her up and you don't even hear the engine. She's smooth. I love it. It's great. Fucking screw is somewhere. Hide on me. Okay, this is the fun part. So I gotta locate that screw before I put it in, and I'm not gonna unclip this yet. We will eventually. I'm not going to right now because that might help keep these things out of my way when I'm putting it on. So I'm gonna pause it and find my little screw. Okay, so goes like this. Okay. Nope. My bad. Like so. Okay? Because these on your each side, they will go up and hold up the window. Okay? To work it in, I found I had to go like this. So, start with this one. As close as I can over here. fluffy cables. Just need to go in there. It's just loads of fun.